There has been a lot of talk and excitement surrounding Nevada Senate Bill 165, which was approved by the governor on June 11, 2013. The bill was designed to provide for transferable tax credits and create incentives to attract film and other productions to the state of Nevada. Chris Baum and Jeff Spillman spearheaded the effort and believe this will create an incredible opportunity for Northern Nevada. Chris Baum is the president and CEO of the RSCVA, and Jeff Spillman is founder and managing partner of S3 Entertainment Group. S3 has offices in Detroit, Los Angeles, and Atlanta, and operates the first feature film production studio that opened in Michigan. I'm going to head over to a panel that's actually happening at the Convention Center and see if I can learn a little bit more about the SB 165 and the opportunities it might bring.
Knowing that Nevada is as close to Hollywood as you can get, and yet we didn't have an incentive and over 40 states did, I saw a real opportunity. So brought in a film and TV producer buddy of mine, Jeff Spillman from Michigan. We worked together. He drafted the initial bill. We testified. We worked with the community and the IA union, and we got it passed. And SB 165 takes effect on January 1st. And finally, our cool state is now competitive in getting film and TV productions.
Now, how exactly does the Senate bill make us competitive? What were the changes that happened?
Well, years ago, the director decided where a film went best based on the story and the look they were trying to get. In recent years, incentives have driven where the film gets shot. So if you don't have an incentive, you have to have a Steven Spielberg who says we're going there, because otherwise you don't have enough power. It's all about money and saving money on the bottom line to make the film work out economically. So we don't have the highest incentive, so ours is more sustainable. What we have is a lot of great looks, and we're close to California. And Hollywood is the center of the entertainment business worldwide. And an hour flight away from LA is very desirable to an industry that's going to Louisiana and Georgia for most of their productions right now.
Very doable,
Yep.
very doable. So now when you're talking about incentives, you're referring to tax incentives.
Yeah, the easy way to understand it is if somebody spends $10 million on a production here on qualified expenses, at the end of it they get a tax credit for about up to $1.9 million.
When you passed these really aggressive incentives in Michigan, what kind of an impact did it have there?
Well, in Michigan, our initial incentive was uncapped, and it was 42%. So basically, anybody who came to town, it's not like it is here in Nevada, where right now we have a cap during this pilot period of $20 million a year. Michigan now has $50 million a year as they scaled back. But back then it was uncapped, it was 42%. So literally our doors got knocked down.
Wow.
So we went from $2 million in filming in Michigan in 2007 to about $60 million, I believe, in 2008. And then by 2010, we were right around 150 million, maybe closer to 200 million.
Now, what are you anticipating here in the Northern Nevada area?
Well, this is a more conservative incentive that covers the state, although we really focus here on Northern Nevada. It's up to 19% of Northern Nevada, up to 17% in Southern Nevada, $20 million cap, but we're right next door to Hollywood here. So we have a lot of advantages. I deal with the studios on a daily basis, and the mini majors and the independent producers, all over the world, and they're excited about this. They're excited that Nevada finally has an incentive. We were there were 42 states that had one before us. We're number 43, I believe.
Wow.
So, we're the new kid on the block. The good news is we got to learn from everybody else's successes and failures,
right,
which is really helpful. In Michigan, we made a lot of mistakes early on. We had some inconsistencies. We're making sure we avoid that here in Nevada. We're making sure that we are film friendly. That we're here having a panel in Reno here, and we've had 3 previous panels to have people understand what the industry is all about,
right,
how it works, what the deliverable it is, and the timing and how to be properly responsive. So we've done all that. Today we have one for actors and all that type of thing. So it's exciting. They're not going to knock our doors down, but we're going to have a good amount of production, and it's all about hiring local people behind the camera, local people in front of the camera, getting folks in Nevada who work so hard and are so good at their craft to be involved in these productions that come to town. So we're excited about that.
It sounds like this is going to be a great proposition for some people.
Well, I think that we have a lot of interest now. We brought producers from some big studios and independents up here already. They say this is fantastic. We have specific projects we're talking about, and this is a case where Northern Nevada has really taken the lead. We've been the leader from day one, and in terms of going to Hollywood, Jeff Spillman's down there on an almost weekly basis, calling on studios and producers that he knows as a film and TV producer himself. So we believe that Northern Nevada is going to get at least half the business, even though Vegas is a much bigger destination.
I'm the film liaison for Film Reno Tahoe, which is a division of the RSCVA. So my goal is to bring films here and to make sure that when they get here that we're ready for them.
If you think about how a film works, a crew might be, say, 150 people. they're incented to hire locally, and initially they may have a tough time hiring all the people they do locally, but they'll start training people and that number will grow of our local talent. But say that a film needs, initial in the first year, 100 employees from out of state. That's 100 rooms in a hotel for 3 months.
Wow.
You end up with more room nights from a film crew than you typically would for a convention we book here. And they get paid a per diem of $60 to $120 a day, and they're fed 2 meals on set, so all they have to do is feed themselves one for $60 to $120 a day times 60 to 90 days. So gambling, bars, movies, local shops, it's a great spending group. And the terrific thing about it is not only do they spend millions of dollars here in hotels and bars and restaurants, they also spend it in lumber yards and dry cleaners and buying pallets of water at Costco, because they don't bring it with them from Hollywood, they buy it locally. And getting it delivered is more important than the cheapest price, because time is money to them. So the economic impact is huge, and then the final product lives on in perpetuity as a testimonial to how beautiful this part of the world is.
Clearly, a lot of opportunity is in front of us as a result of the SB 165. But I had to wonder, how is this going to affect the convention center as it is today?
One of the great things is that the RSCVA owns this asset.
Okay.
It's got 34-foot to the grid ceilings, no columns, unlimited load on the floor,
Right.
elephant doors to you pull an 18-wheeler right inside the building. So we have most of the things that you look for in a movie studio
Right.
as a convention center. And it's 500,000 square feet, and we're not taking it away from the media and convention industry, we're just making it available to Hollywood. So if we have a film that needs to build sets, and this is available, we'll build sets. If we've got a sporting event, we'll have a sporting event here. And if we have a convention, we'll have a convention here.
So all this is going to kick off in January.
Well, we've been doing it for a long time, but yeah, January 1st is when the film companies and TV companies can start to have their applications considered for approval by GOAD, the economic development folks down in Carson.
Right. Well, that's great. I'm certainly very excited, and I'm sure that my viewers are excited to hear what's really going on down here. And I thank you so much for taking the time
It's our
to
pleasure.
share it with us.
I think everyone's going to be excited when they start seeing some stars in the street.